turns into what looks like a snake eye, but when you zoom in, it's actually the Kobe logo.
What if I told you that one pair of sneakers just exposed everything wrong with how athletes are marketed? In under 60 seconds, Caitlin Clark's limited Nike X Kobe shoes vanished, crashed apps, skyrocketing resale prices, fans camping overnight like it was Black Friday in July. Meanwhile, Aya Wilson's highly promoted, custom-designed line, still sitting on shelves. For years, Nike poured millions into branding Wilson as the face of women's basketball, but the market had other plans. Clark didn't beg for attention, she earned it. No flashy slogans, no staged campaigns, just cold-blooded logo threes and record-breaking performances. And when Nike finally gave her a shot, it changed everything. This isn't just about sneakers. This is about a culture shift, a brand scramble, and a rivalry that's now spilling into full-blown controversy. Did Nike fail both athletes by staying silent? And is Clark's rise truly about talent, or something deeper that no one wants to say out loud? Stay tuned, because what's happening behind the scenes might be bigger than anyone expected. In a stunning turn of events, Nike's latest move to release a limited edition Caitlin Clark X Kobe Bryant Player Edition sneaker has sent shockwaves through the sports marketing world. The brand's sneaker app crashed within seconds of the 10 a.m. drop, as more than 13,000 pairs were sold out in under a minute, a phenomenon now being referred to as the Clark effect. Fans reported error messages, resale platforms exploded with listings, and prices soared from a $190 retail value to as high as $600 within hours. The frenzy was ignited by a slick, cinematic Nike ad featuring Clark in a locker room sequence that revealed the Kobe logo as a serpent's eye, striking both visually and symbolically. The ad racked up millions of views overnight and was praised across sneaker blogs and advertising circles alike as a 10 out of 10 effort. For many fans and analysts, this marked the first time Nike gave Clark the solo promotional spotlight she deserved, despite signing her to a lucrative 8-year, $28 million deal months earlier. Until this drop, Clark had been sporting repurposed Kobe 5s with no customization, no signature branding, yet her generic shoes still outsold highly curated lines from other WNBA stars. And this, perhaps more than anything, underlined just how impactful her brand had become without corporate overdesign. While Clark's stock soared, Aya Wilson's signature line told a different story. Despite 2 years of aggressive marketing by Nike, including high-profile commercial spots, custom logos, and even a campaign directed by Malia Obama, her shoe line remained stagnant. The shoes sat unsold across digital shelves, barely causing ripples in the sneakerhead community or casual fanbase. Wilson, a 2-time WNBA MVP and Olympic gold medalist, was positioned as the face of women's basketball by Nike's marketing division, but the consumer response was tepid at best. The brand gave her all the tools: storytelling through colorways, limited releases, and elite-level branding strategy. Yet even with all this, Wilson's line failed to ignite the kind of wildfire that Clark's drop did in just 60 seconds. In fact, while Clark's shoes crashed the SNKRS app and triggered a resale explosion, Wilson's most recent release was still widely available, prompting questions within Nike about whether the market had already picked its star, and whether they had been backing the wrong horse for far too long. Nike's slow response to Clark's rising popularity has drawn criticism from industry insiders and fans alike. Many viewed the company's initial inaction as a massive misread of the sports landscape. Former Nike executives, including Jordan Rodgers, publicly slammed the brand for failing to recognize the goldmine in Clark's persona and playstyle. As Iowa's economy saw an $82 million boost from Clark's final NCAA season, and as WNBA ticket sales, TV ratings, and social media engagement soared wherever she appeared, Nike appeared reluctant to shift its focus away from its long-term Wilson investment. Some argue this hesitation stemmed from internal brand politics. Others believe it was a textbook case of failing to adapt quickly in a viral age. Whatever the cause, Nike now seems to be scrambling to catch up. The decision to release the Clark PE Kobe was not only a recognition of her drawing power, it was a calculated move to recover lost ground before competitors stepped in. The belated solo ad featuring Clark wasn't just a marketing campaign, it was Nike's admission that the marketplace, not the boardroom, sets the narrative in 2025. What sets Clark apart is her organic magnetism. While Wilson's line was built through storyboards and strategy meetings, Clark's appeal came straight from hardwood performances. She's a walking highlight reel, pulling up from the logo and igniting arenas in ways reminiscent of early 90s Michael Jordan. Her influence stretches across demographics, kids mimicking her moves on driveways, adults filling bars to watch her games, and cities experiencing Clark-related tourism spikes during fever road trips. Her brand doesn't beg for attention, it commands it. She doesn't need slogans or think tank-designed mantras. Clark just needs a ball and 30 feet of space. That authenticity is something marketing teams can't fabricate, and it's why Clark's PE drop became a cultural event rather than just a product release. Every missed second was a missed dollar for Nike, and the brand has finally started to acknowledge what the public had known for over a year. Clark isn't the future of women's basketball, she's the present. The controversy heated up when comparisons with Wilson's treatment sparked backlash. Aya Wilson had long voiced concerns about unequal media attention and double standards in coverage, and those grievances took on a new layer when it was revealed she had kept a new Nike extension secret for 2 years. Critics called out the hypocrisy, especially after Wilson's comments in Time magazine about the privileges some players received. For many, it appeared as though Wilson was painting herself as overlooked while quietly enjoying the benefits of a renewed Nike deal. The timing of her criticisms, paired with Nike's silence, created a narrative that Clark was being unfairly favored when in fact, her success was consumer-driven. Rather than address the issue with transparency or unity, both Wilson and Nike stayed quiet, allowing the public perception to spiral. What could have been managed with a single coordinated press release, acknowledging both stars' roles in Nike's future, turned into a digital turf war. Fans quickly took sides online, with hashtags trending globally. Hashtag Clark Kobe surged, outpacing Wilson's shoe-related tags by 12-1. Social impressions, Google Trends, and resale prices painted a clear picture. Clark had the cultural momentum. Sneaker releases now required crowd control and digital waitlists. Some stores saw fans camping out overnight, creating scenes more fitting for Black Friday than a midsummer release. Meanwhile, Wilson's line was marked by clearance racks and modest engagement. This isn't to say Wilson lacks merit. Her accomplishments are undisputed, but sneaker culture hinges on 3 things: story, scarcity, and star power. Clark delivered all 3 without trying. Nike gave Wilson the first 2, but the gravitational pull just wasn't there. The conversation has since evolved into a broader cultural commentary. Commentators and fans alike have expressed frustration at how Nike handled the optics. Some say the company inflamed racial and gender tensions by not communicating clearly. Others blame the brand for staying silent while Clark was subjected to social media attacks that labeled her as privileged and undeserving. Analysts pointed out that if Wilson had simply acknowledged Clark's success while confirming her own upcoming releases, much of the drama could have been avoided. Instead, Wilson's silence was interpreted as passive-aggressive, and Nike's was seen as corporate cowardice. In the void, narratives hardened, and what should have been a celebration of 2 generational talents became a proxy war for deeper issues in sport, marketing, and representation. Looking ahead, Nike is fast-tracking Clark's first true signature shoe, distinct from the Kobe PE. Insiders report a brand new silhouette is being developed, with a custom logo and sizing for women and kids alike. Production runs are expected to exceed 100,000 pairs but will retain enough scarcity to drive hype. International launches in Asia and Europe are also in the pipeline, leveraging Kobe's global appeal to introduce Clark to new markets. Meanwhile, Wilson's team is recalibrating. Future releases may feature community-based promotions, social justice partnerships, and grassroots WNBA events. It's a noble strategy, but the challenge will be converting social impact into mainstream demand, a feat Clark has achieved by simply being herself. Ultimately, Clark's sneaker release was more than a sales success. It was a cultural flashpoint. It marked a paradigm shift in how athletic brands must adapt to real-time audience dynamics. She reminded the sports world that authenticity beats over-branding, and that true stars are chosen by fans, not by committee. Nike's delayed response almost cost them the moment, and only time will tell whether their pivot was timely enough to capitalize on Clark's rise. Wilson, for her part, now faces a choice: lean into her strengths and forge a distinct identity, or chase a market that's already declared its favorite. One thing is certain: Caitlin Clark has taken flight, and everyone else is trying to catch up before she disappears beyond the clouds.